Good evening, everybody, and welcome to session 7. Could you give me a smiley or a thumbs up to let me know that you can hear me clearly? Okay, great. Today's session, as you can see on the slide up there, will cover permits, shipper's letter of instructions, airway bills, and principles of quality assurance and customer service. What we do is we'll go through the first bit, which covers the permits, SLIs, and airway bills, and then we'll do a breakout exercise which will last about 15 minutes, and then we'll come back and cover the balance of quality assurance and customer service. Just to refresh your memory about the last couple of sessions that covered things like load planning and the importance of weight and balance in an aircraft, I'm going to put up a couple of pictures for you to look at, which lets you see just how critical it is to an aircraft that everything is properly in place, that weight and balance is taken care of very, very, very carefully. And this is applicable not just when an aircraft is flying, but even before it gets off the ground or after it lands. This is the first picture. That's a 747-400, and some of the airlines have what is called a tail attachment that is simply a huge tripod that sticks under the tail to prevent this happening. And how something like that happens is very simple. When you offload an aircraft, there's a sequence that needs to be followed. You have cargo that's loaded in the front holds of an aircraft and in the aft holds, whether cargo comes out of there first or here first, or passengers are. Room 1, whoever's going to talk us through it, you can go ahead.
Publishes them each day, and the Lloyd's List DC and also publishes them, which is where we get our valuation from in my place. For part 3 there, if a shipper was claiming for a lost shipment weighing 200 kilos with a declared value for carriage of $2,000, what's the maximum amount he could receive in compensation? Well, 200 kilos is equal to 3,800 special drawing rights, so approximately a bit over $5,500 Australian. So therefore he could only claim the actual value of the goods there, which would be $2,000.
Number 2 then.
The answer to the first part, what's the maximum amount of compensation that the shipper can expect to receive, they can claim for the chargeable weight, which in this instance is 100 kilos, by 19 SDRs per kilo. And we've checked that the rate in Australian dollars of yesterday was 28.84, so it'd be 2,884 Australian dollars. Point B, what could the shipper have done differently? They could have either declared a value or value declare the goods on the airway bill, for which they would have been charged a premium by the carrier, or actually take out their own marine insurance policy. And the correct markings on the goods, maybe with a label that showed the master bill, house bill, shipper and consignee, would have probably avoided the fact that the goods became lost. Part C and D, we've got our knickers in a bit of a knot. We weren't sure which applied to which, so I think I'm going to take a punt on this one. I think the maximum period of time allowed for total loss of goods to lodge a claim with the carrier is 120 days, and I think that the maximum period of time which the shipper must make a complaint, I'm going to take a stab at 14 days, so I hope I'm right with that. Thank you.
Thank you, Steve. The maximum period within which a shipper must make a complaint and